Welcome to our channel. Today we're revealing 75 historical photos you must see. Subscribe and hit like. You won't want to miss this. Soviet peasants listening to the radio for the first time, 1928. Harley-Davidson motorcycle ambulance, 1920. Emotion-concealing poker mask, 1937. A man skateboarding in Central Park, New York City, 1965. Greenpeace activists attempt to stop radioactive waste from being dumped in the ocean, 1982. William Steig, creator of Shrek, with wrestler Maurice Tillett, the inspiration for the character, 1940s. This photo, captured in Damascus, Syria, in 1889, shows Samir, a Christian paralyzed dwarf, being carried by Muhammad, a blind Muslim. Hans Langseth, Guinness World Record holder for the longest beard, which measured over 17 feet when he passed away. Inside Big Ben, London, 1920s. A Most Beautiful Legs competition in Paris, France, 1948. Protests on International Women's Day, 1979, against the compulsory wearing of the hijab in Tehran, Iran. Disneyland employee cafeteria, 1961. Scientist Bernard Vonnegut holds a charged plastic block while studying lightning, 1962. Marilyn Monroe in line for a hot dog, New York, 1957. A man browses for books in the old public library of Cincinnati, which was demolished in 1955. Married couple in wedding attire, Korea, 1910. Lifeboat with Titanic survivors, 1912. Italian grocery store in New York, 1943. A geisha after washing her hair, before styling it, circa 1905. A cowgirl from the 1880s. A one-room schoolhouse, 1923. Richard White Bull, Oglala Sioux, 1899. Teenagers with their car, 1950s. Oliver Hardy, Stan Laurel, Jimmy Durante, and Buster Keaton in 1932. Corseted women playing cards in the wilderness, 1890s. Passengers watching an in-flight film on an Imperial Airways flight, April 1925. A living United States flag formed by 10,000 Navy sailors in Illinois, 1917. Carrie Fisher and Harrison Ford in a deleted sandstorm scene from Return of the Jedi. Two girls standing outside a snow fort, 1910. Horse-drawn school hack carrying children to school near Westphalia, Indiana, 1915. A cyclist from Estonia on a self-made bicycle, 1912. Portrait of an elegant lady in black, Queensland, Australia, 1880s. San Francisco, 1960. A young soldier and his mother right before he left for World War I, 1917. A tourist with his car at the edge of the Grand Canyon, Arizona, 1914. A mother with her children, Finland, 1917. An iceman delivering a 25-pound block of ice in Houston, Texas, 1928. A daughter teaching her mother how to read, Alabama, 1890. Keith Richards with his mother Doris, 1945. A couple suited up for a midday stroll, 1915. Debbie Reynolds and Carrie Fisher waiting for a cable car in San Francisco, 1960. Pioneers traveling in a covered wagon and carriage, likely in Colorado, 1880s. James Dean and Elizabeth Taylor at the Texas State Fair, 1955. Norma Jean in 1945, before she became the famous Marilyn Monroe. A Cowboy and a Cowgirl, 1880s. Farmers at a Well in Jefferson, Texas, 1939. Lumberjacks in 1920. A little boy carrying a newborn lamb, Scotland, 1932. Passengers in first-class dining car, England, 1905. In 1918, coal miners discovered a petrified tree stump entombed within a coal seam. Teddy Roosevelt and John Muir in Yosemite Valley, 1903. A school in Seattle 144 years ago. Food truck 1919. Construction workers in Missouri, 1928. A sharecropper grabbing a bite in Clarksdale, Mississippi, 1937. A group portrait taken at a wedding in Norway, 1900. An American pioneer family by their sod-roofed house on the prairie, 1870. A young woman with her sewing machine, 1925. The Chrysler Building seen from the roof of the Pan Am Building, 1963. Marlene Dietrich kissing a soldier returning from World War II, 1945. A typical American family in Detroit, Michigan during the 1950s. Women shopping at a grocery store, 1960s. West Berlin residents show their children to grandparents in East Berlin, 1961. Newlyweds Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz, 1940s. A group of kids gathered together, Massachusetts, 1904. Tony Curtis and wife Janet Lee with daughter Jamie Lee Curtis at home in Beverly Hills, 1960. New York City street life in 1954. Alain Delon and Brigitte Bardot, 1968. Two gentlemen from the early 1900s. Northumbrian miner at his evening meal, 1937. Vintage photo of a family with their dog, 1910. New York City after a snowstorm in 1888. Bruce Lee and his wife, Linda. Two girls galloping full speed on sheep in Cornwall, England, 1969. Anne Margaret and Elvis Presley, 1960s.